Good greetings and welcome, faithful, to another episode of Let's Play Frostpunk. We won't lose hope, no. Right, this sawmill has got no more resources in range. I could repurpose the people. Still some trees I could get into range. This used to be a large snowcat. Its steam turbine must have exploded, turning it into a heap of junk. But several bags inside the wreck will surely find a use for their frozen contents. Let's take the resources. Go for the frozen pond. Now there's probably nothing in there, but you know. Alright. So far we're doing not too bad here, but considering we're playing on normal difficulty, this isn't all that difficult anyway. Alright, so we've got some cold coming in. I will need to have heat ready for that. Alright, I am researching, it's just we're not working at the moment. Someone has stolen 130 food rations from the stockpiles. People are saying it was the Londoners gathering supplies for their journey. It seems this ridiculous idea of leaving for London is gaining traction. Let's send the Faith Keepers after them. Alright. I do want to turn on the overtime for the labs at the very least. They failed? Phooey! First Londoners convinced to stay. Several of the people who wanted to flee to London have decided to trust you and stay. They say your recent decisions convinced them there's hope for us yet. I'm glad to hear it. Alright, we're not quite at peak hope yet. Right. Let's call that home, yeah, I know. But luckily that doesn't affect hope. Right now, hope is fine. Actually, I'm kind of curious. That's a resource depot. That's not quite the depot I was looking for. It is over here, right? Yeah, the cemetery. There's 6 buried citizens. Now don't get me wrong, 6 buried citizens is quite enough for, let's see, for the organ transplant, since it doesn't remove the corpses. It's the function below that requires there actually be corpses not in the cemetery, of course, in the corpse stockpile, just in case you're curious. Alright, scouts have reached the frozen pond. A distinct spot in the Frostland. Well, our search has not covered any of value, but we may be able to reach some more promising locations from here. Carry on. You didn't though. Alright, the abandoned sawmill. Alright, 6 more hours and then people will be back to overtime.
Get to work. Move, people. There's plenty to do.
A new automaton has been built. About time. Alright, so you can work on this one. Turn that heat off. And the people that have been freed up can now work on the gathering post. Actually make sure that everything is turned on here where it needs to be. Well, I'll turn that on, but until someone is actually in there, it doesn't matter. The rest of the buildings are fine. Nothing else is totally cold except for this bunkhouse, of course. Or these bunkhouses over here. Alright, the gathering posts have been insulated. I could go for the housing. I may also need some more food. Let's actually go for the range upgrade first. So this will drop the temperature 2 levels to 60. That's quite a lot. Change of heart. Sir, a man was found crying silently in the temple. We approached him to ask if he needed help. He told us he wanted to see you. I thought my faith died long ago, sir. With my wife and daughters in London, I couldn't see any purpose in our new life, in the fight for survival. But today, when I entered the temple, I saw a future for us. Now I'm ready to face it. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Any Londoners we can tempt away? Definitely good news. Promise fulfilled. We gave your people time to rest, maintaining normal working hours. People will really work hard again. Indeed, well, let us do so. Now, the automatons, while working full-time, will of course only work at 60% efficiency. I kind of want to improve that, but it's not an immediate concern. Alright. Well, coal is a concern, so I'll turn you over, and the people can then work in here. Right, so coal-wise, we are doing quite fine during the day. I might want to get another resource depot set up. New automaton has been built. Alright, you can go in there. Let's see, can I fit in another gathering post? And this indeed it is a sawmill. It hasn't been used in a very long time. Everything is covered in ice. Not much left. That was probably a base here years ago, but now there's nothing left of it but this frozen sawmill. We'll take the resources. And I'll send you back to the city. Alright, there go the hunters again. Right. And let's get some more rations. So annoying, 99%. So close. Alright, you still have some wood. You still have some wood. I kinda need to upgrade the sawmills again. I mean, we're gonna get a large influx of wood, but still, I may need more. Alright, the scouts have returned to the city. Alright, the scouts can go and look at the stone ship. I'm not too fussed about how long they're traveling. They can take whatever time they need. Alright, I need 4 houses. Another theft. Captain, the Londoners are stealing again. They've taken this number of food rations. People are angry that the Londoners are putting that crazy idea for the needs of the city. Let's ask the Faith Keepers for help. That's what they're there for, after all, to keep order. Right, we're close to getting another clickable. They succeeded! Yay, good. Caught red-handed. Our Faith Keepers did well. They got the goods back, but more importantly, they caught one of the thieves. Now we can put an end to the stealing. They're asking what we should do with the thief. Our people will decide his fate. Discontent is a resource, I will use it. Book of Laws. I want the public house.
Hear me, hear me. New law in the city.
People abandon the Londoners. Alright, good, good, good. Alright, generator range upgrade has been increased, improved. Let's get the power. Alright, let's put people to work. Hope rises. Currently I don't have any automatons ready to go. We're not building any. So let's build a few more.
Get going. Time to earn your bread.
Alright, this should be fine. So we're now at maximum range. So preferably I want to have every house that I still need to build within this zone. So let's build as many houses as I can fit in here. Now, I may have to move buildings, but for now it's not my immediate concern. Alright, another automaton. Alright, I'm still doing fine on coal balance overall. I'm gonna send you over to the hothouse though. Alright, we've got the power upgrade. This... Oof. Could go for the efficiency, but it's not necessary right now. Get the sawmill range upgrade. Just to get a little bit more extra life out of the sawmills. Although I do have spare people, so maybe I want to change that. Well, let's at least turn all of these into... let's see, where are the engineers? Right. Alright, hope will rise. Sermon. Fundamental research. Sir, an engineer is asking for a day off to study an automaton closely. The automatons can be improved. They may be the pinnacle of our technology, but if we learn how to make them, we can surely learn how to make them better. If I take a closer look at any machine, I can adjust it to improve its performance. Why should it be any different with them? Alright, let's carry on with the project. That is indeed a very good event. It usually triggers. Alright, the hothouse is now fully functional. It is not quite as efficient as before, but that's fine. Alright, well, let's put the automatons to work gathering coal directly from the piles. Which should give me a positive coal balance. Right, the scouts have returned safely to the city with lots of supplies. And there's nothing left to scout, so you can stay. Ooh, we have actually run out of room for steel. Wondering if that was ever gonna happen. Apparently it does. Now, running out of storage space isn't bad per se, it just means buildings are not operating efficiently, which is, you know, understandably a little bit annoying. Alright, sawmill range. Alright, let's get the depot upgrade. Because if I'm continually running out of storage space, that's annoying. Alright, you have returned to the city. You can stay there. Just have to ignore that symbol. Alright, adaptation. It does feel like a waste to not use this stuff. I'm not too worried about discontent though, I'm not gonna bother with the moonshine. I'll get the prosthetics. I may find a use for the people.
Everyone, new law is signed.
Another theft. Alright, let's get the Faithkeepers to work. No clickables at the moment. Alright, coal, and let's get some steel. Faithkeeper murdered! One of our Faithkeepers was beaten to death whilst investigating a theft. We caught one of the thieves. But he's not the murderer. What should we do with him? Let him go, he's not the murderer. I'm gonna stick to my principles here. People abandon the Londoners. Well, good. Right, new automaton has been built. You can go onto that stockpile. I could make the prostheses cheaper, but right now I've got a surplus of steel, so let's create a small stockpile of the stuff. I'm not even entirely sure how that would work actually with prostheses, since they need to be fitted individually, right? So how can you mass produce them? I suppose you can get the parts mass produced and all that. Alright. Resource depot is done. Let's go for the industrial hothouse. Still want to have my food as efficiently as possible. Sir, the engineer working on the automaton project is back. He wants to borrow an automaton. I'm close to a breakthrough. I just need an automaton for a day, and I believe I'll be able to propose specific modifications that will raise the performance permanently. Right, well, you'll give him one. So which one did he take? Hopefully one of the ones that are working on this pile. Oh, on the steel. Alright, that's fine. Steel is currently not an issue. Right, industrial hothouse has been done. Let's get the hothouse selection going.
Night is coming. Good night.
Alright. Currently we're doing fine for stuff, so Temple has done. A bit ceremonial burial going on. Nothing clickable. Still have 5 days left. It might work out if the Londoners keep abandoning stuff. End of the thievery. Sir, the thief you let walk free has approached us with some of his friends. They told us who killed the guard and returned some of the stolen supplies. This tragedy has opened our eyes, they say. We were stupid. All this talk about choosing our own way, what has it gained? A man's dead. We're done with the Londoners for good. Well, I'm glad to hear that, indeed. Alright, the stone ship. A distinct spot in the Frostland. We can use it as a waypoint for further navigation. Right, some new... our search doesn't cover anything, but we found some snow-covered supplies. Supplies! People abandoned the Londoners. Good, good, good. And here's the cold. Alright, I want to make sure that all the facilities are working effectively. Alright, the sawmill is freezing, but that's because there's nobody in here. It's closed at this time of day, alright. I really need to move on with the next level of insulation. Actually, what is our current coal income? It's fine. Could go for the next level of heat. It's not strictly speaking necessary though. Let's just get started on the houses, because that will be useful quite quickly. Alright, let's make sure that the soup kitchens don't get too low. Don't want to get anyone getting too ill. Alright, let's get some more automatons. You can work on that. You have covered your supplies. It's just some raw food. Alright, well, and that's everything that I can just find over there, so they just return home. He needs a steam core. Sir, the engineer working on the automaton project has sent in his report. He broke the automaton he borrowed. Now he wants a steam core. The damage hasn't been for nothing. We can fix the broken machine. On top of that, we can adjust the automatons to make them work faster. The engineer's busy again now, but he said he's on to something really exciting. Alright, well. Let's give them a steam core. And let's get the house redesign. No point in building houses until you finish doing that, because building houses is quite expensive still. Alright. Let's see if this works actually. Also, I can put the other automaton to work over there. I don't want the hope to fall. I don't need the doing law. That's useful for getting discontent down, but it's not necessary, strictly speaking. I'll take extra rations for the ill.
Listen, everyone. New law is signed.
Alright, let's do all the clickables again. Can't do that yet, but that's fine. Just 3 Londoners left, 3 days to go. Alright, should be doable. Alright, get to work. Oh, I will need to heat it up. Come on, game. You can do this. Well, that's gonna have to be the end of this episode. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time.